Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. In today's video, we're going to talk about this. Yes, this is The Witches from 1966. Another Hammer horror. And it's, well, I'm going to go into it. And it's an absolute joy, this film. Really is. I'd just like to say, before I get going, another big thank you to Tony. He made all this possible, and thank you so much. So this film in America was released as The Devil's Own, and that was the title of the book that it came from by Nora Lofts. That was called The Devil's Own, and Nigel Neal came along and did a screenplay of this book and changed it in his own way. Nigel Neal, well, what can I say? Legend, Quatermass, say no more. Yes. Now, it runs for 91 minutes and it's got 67% Rotten Tomatoes. I thought it should be higher than that, but if you look at the time, people weren't overexcited by it. I don't think they really just got into what this film was about, because I think it's because also it was different from what Hammer Horror was producing at the time. This is not the gothic Hammer Horror. It's actually set in a contemporary setting. So we see the 1960s, and this is amazing. That really adds to it. Also, I think because it's a slow burner, as they say, a slow burner. In other words, it's not afraid to sort of have atmosphere, and the narrative of the story moves on, but not, smash bang wallop. It just likes to bring and develop the story to the audience, and you get this feeling of unease and creepiness. But I'll go into more about that. It's directed by Cyril Frankel, experienced director, also involved in a lot of TV things in his career. The most notable film I saw that he was directed was Never Take Sweets from a Stranger from 1960, another Hammer film. Quite a very interesting film on a very controversial subject as well. Very interesting film, that. So the film, I think, in many ways stands out by the performances of the lead actors. Three of them. Two really as a female lead, and then the other male actor. So Joan Fontaine plays Gwen Mayfield, the teacher, the new teacher. Now, she has an illustrious career in Hollywood, going right back to 1935, the golden era, right through. She was, well, won awards and acclaim for performances in Rebecca, 1940, Suspicion. These are Hitchcock films. Her career sort of slowed down, and by the 60s, it really had slowed down in terms of film. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, 1961. That's kind of a cult classic, which led to a TV series. She's in that. And then, of course, The Witches, her final role in the movies. But she carried on into a lot of TV work. And, yeah, great. I think she's outstanding. She's a great lead. Yeah, she really is. She elevates this movie such a lot. And so does other female co-star, Kay Walsh. Now, she plays Stephanie Bax. I'm just noting, I liked a little bit of trivia. The films that she was in Scrooge, 1970, the musical, and I rather like that one. By heck, I do. She's a very key part of this story, and she's really good. Excellent performances again. And then the other excellent performance that is outstanding in the lead is Alex McCowan, who plays brother Alan Bax. And he's great. He was incidentally in one of my favourite Hitchcock films, amongst a few of that period, Frenzy, 1972. He's in that. Excellent, he is it. If you look perhaps in more smaller roles in the film, you've got Michelle Destrice, Valerie. She, if you remember, The Blood on Satan's Claw, 1970. She's in that film, plays quite an important part. And then, of course, more famously, she played Betty in the sitcom Some Mothers Do Have 'Em. That's it, Betty, all that business. and then it always cracks me up. I don't know why, I can't help it. It's in a serious role, but it's Leonard Rossiter. He plays Dr. Wallace, and he's ever so serious in this. But I'm sorry, but every time I see him, it's like when he was in 2001 Space Odyssey. You feel like saying, Miss Jones, because he was famous in Rising Damp, which was a massively popular sitcom. So I just can't take him seriously. It's terrible, isn't it? Oh dear. Anyhow, they're just some of the cast members. But what I like to say, they all do a brilliant job, and it all adds further to this film. But honestly, Joan Fontaine, she is outstanding. I really like her. I really like her in this role. Now, another part of the location filming is that it was filmed in Hambledon, which, I've talked about before. Is it Hambledon in Buckinghamshire? It was filmed from the film The Black Cat, Fulci's 1981 brilliant film. Yes, that village, it's there again, and Hammer utilised the village beautifully. It's an important part of the film, and it's all credit to the director as well for really adding to that atmosphere. I love the locations on this. Fantastic. Fulci did it as well with Black Cat. It's just a beautiful village, but what I like is you get that underlying something in there, and that shows you the direction, because it is all about atmosphere as well. It is all about atmosphere. The interiors were done for the last time at Bray Studio, and then after that they went on to Elstree. Again, interiors. What can you expect? It's Hammer again. They do a brilliant job on the interior. Just fantastic designers, because Hammer is still, working so well. It's just a wonderful machine, if you could call it, in terms of production and putting out these films. Fantastic. This is the era of when they were they always was spot on, and here they are. And that's why it makes it interesting that this film is not the gothic horror film. It's a film of atmosphere, tension, and that slowly burns up, keeps making you feel uneasy. The story centers around Gwen Mayfield, played by Joan Fontaine, who was in Africa and basically got hounded out by two witch doctors, and she had a complete breakdown. And so she's recovered, and she's come back and been offered this job in this village, and that's where the story starts to take off. Obviously, it's the witches, maybe a big clue to what the unease about this story, and you get some brilliant scenes that start making you feel uneasy and wondering what's going on, and you kind of think that, it's all about secrets. That's it, secrets. But this all plays out really atmospherically. It's a brilliant direction, and the climax of the film is excellent. Fantastic. I'm not going to give any spoilers away about it, but it works so well, and I really enjoy the climax of the film. And I felt quite happy with the ending, very happy with the ending, really. And it's great. It's absolutely wonderful. I feel it's a film that, you should see and see it as an important part, again, of Hammer history, because Hammer was changing, and this is only really the beginning. It doesn't really get changing Hammer till the 1970s in terms of format, though you can see signs of that already beginning. But we have to go right back into the 70s, really. Forward into the 70s, not backward. And in the 70s, you see that change a lot. But this is an interesting, I definitely think it's a very interesting. I mean, The Devil's Rides Out was also, in many ways, an interesting one. That came just a few years later, I think. I think it's about 68, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Don't tell me. Actually, that's a film I've still got to review, which has surprised myself. But I will get round to reviewing The Devil Rides Out. Anyhow, well, it's highly recommended, this film. So I would definitely recommend it. Let me just talk quickly about the disc. It's in slipcover, nice slipcover. There's all the things on the back. And then there's the two discs. I've got the two discs, DVD, Blu-ray. The documentary, unfortunately, I have seen it before. It must be on one of the other discs I've got somewhere. It's about Hammer and Glamour, the beautiful women that were used in Hammer films, and there's Caroline Munro in there, so you can't go wrong. But I must say, I would have liked a documentary specifically about this film. Would have been nice, but hey, you can't have everything in life. But yeah, it's still highly recommended. So definitely, out we go. This came out in 2013, Studio Canal release again. It's excellent. Looks great. Absolutely looks fantastic. Anyhow, that's it now. All I'd like to say is please subscribe if you're interested to know more about when the videos, and, be great, please do that. Or if you also like it, well, there we are. It costs no, give it a like. It helps in all algorithms and all that stuff. And it's all free, as I keep telling people, I'm free. Also, please put comments down. I like to know what your thoughts are. So, all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.